Hey guys, Jake Yancey, Track My Ranch. Hey, I'm going to walk you through. This is a Little Giant float valve. Lots of folks use them. They're just an entry-level float valve, but we want to show you some simple upgrades that we end up doing to it. So I'm going to flip this camera around and walk you through it. All right. So this is your standard Little Giant. You can see it is a couple years old, so got some weather fading on it. Each year we end up taking this thing apart, cleaning everything out, pull the pin that's in the back side of it. Right there, you can see the pin's a little bit cleaner. We pull it out, clean it up, and then get it ready for next season. A couple things that we end up doing to this: if you've ever attached a hose directly to them, they'll very likely weld themselves to it because of dissimilar metals. So first thing that we end up doing is we put a Y on it. We end up doing this to take the pressure off the hose. And then the second thing that we end up doing this is having shutoffs on it. So that makes it easy, and that way you don't have to lose a hose. So we can just chuck this in the truck and not have a hose attached to it. Second thing that we end up doing, this is a freeze miser. Super handy. We put this on all of our faucets. You want to put them as close to the end as you can, so we have it right at the end. And this one's shooting out sideways, so it's kind of in a good direction. So if it ends up getting colder, what's it say, colder than 37 degrees, this thing opens up and starts leaking just a little bit. The nice thing is with that faucet running, it keeps our pipes from freezing and ultimately keeps our stock tanks open, which is super awesome with a little bit of water going in them. The other thing that we do, and this is super important with these Little Giants, is if you've ever used a standard Rubbermaid tub, this is just your entry-level Rubbermaid tubs and stuff for stock watering, you know that if you put these on, they are maxed out. So what we do is we end up putting acorn nuts on them. That makes up the extra difference there. When you end up going to put them on the tank, you don't have to bend these arms. You don't have to put a piece of wood behind that might fall out or anything else. So super easy. Make these things last. Any of you that know that blue color that we put on is just to so that we know that this is our gear that's out there at the field when we're mixing pastures and everything else. So yeah, add yourself a Y. Have the double shutoffs so that you can change stuff out. If you need to change out that freeze miser or you want to attach a hose so you can do some washout at the tank, you can. Put that Y on there to save that long garden hose from getting welded to it. Use yourself a freeze miser. Keep those water lines open and everything else, even in the freezing. That way you're not out in the middle of the night and stuff going out there. And then last but not least, and probably one of the most important, slap some acorn nuts on there. So yeah, let's see how that works. Yep, so it slips right underneath, and there you go. Got just enough clearance, and when you tighten those bad boys down, they'll clear that, and they'll give you just enough pressure on there. So no need for a board or anything else. Like I said, guys, this is not the fanciest float in the whole wide world, nor is it the fanciest setup, but if you got one, do these simple upgrades, make it work for you, and yeah, keep those cows and everything in some good water.